All right. Hey, everyone. You are on the Coaches Opt for Change Team Time. We meet here every Monday night at 7:28. And my name is Dee Corchin, and glad you're here. If you are a experienced coach, we are glad, and we know you know the value of community and learning together. If you are a newer coach, welcome, brand new, welcome. And I know there's a few that are just checking us out for tonight. So glad you are with us. And what we do here is just really come together for community, what we can do to grow together, continue to support and help and build and help more people. And tonight, I kind of took a spin on the topic, and we're going to talk about the heart and the art of building a growing and stable business. And we talked last week about navigating your business through summer. There can be emotional ups and downs. So we're going to kind of talk about that, and how does coming from your heart really make a difference in the way that we see things and the way that we navigate our business. So I wanted to first, with our inspiration, just share with a really interesting article I found, just real super short. I'm just going to read the beginning of it, when they talked about bringing your heart into your business. Because honestly, this was a big change for me several years ago, really shifting from a pure business mind to being more of a servant leader. So it says, in our business culture and society in general, the image or metaphor of the heart is often associated with yielding, kindness, and perhaps even weakness. Yet the heart is also strong and powerful, as well as the driving force of life. Your ability to lead well is hindered when there's an unbalanced connection with the heart. Embracing a heart-centered approach to business lies in your ability to stop, go inward, and reflect on the course of action you know is the right one, rather than succumbing to external pressures. Business owners who genuinely lead from the heart, not just their head, are also more equipped to connect with the emotional needs of their clients and their employees. They understand that people need to be valued, respected, listened to, and involved. By acknowledging and honoring the human element, heart-centered leaders possess the wisdom and capacity to positively transform any organization and run extremely successful and profitable businesses. Remember that honoring your heart does not signify weakness. True power means listening to and from the heart, and having a commitment and humility to clear all that stands in the way of the heart connection. As the Grand Master of the Jedi Order, Yoda, once said, do or do not. There is no try. Stay true to a commitment to lead from the heart, and you are sure to reap the rewards. And I think that's one thing I am most proud of our team, is that the heart that you guys bring to your businesses. But I understand sometimes we can lose sight of that. So got some great speakers with us tonight. Going to go over some of the key things around that. But before we do, wanted to share a couple of things. If you get the Optavia E announcements, you probably just saw this announcement, which is really great, but I'm not going to read it all to you. But basically it said that they have been receiving feedback. This is from Optavia to leadership. We've been receiving feedback that clients prefer to avoid certain fiber and sweetener ingredients. We've taken that feedback, combined it with the latest evidence, and what they're going to do is start modifying some of the ingredients in our fueling starting in July. And the first one they're going to modify is the creamy double peanut crisp bar. So basically what you know how we know the crisp bars have something in it that causes some digestive things, they're going to start to roll in some different ingredients into that, I think starting with several of the bars. So that starts in July. So be watching for that. They're going to eliminate maltitol and some of the other things. So that's a big win. I mean, you got to love our company that they're constantly listening and moving through with the food scientists to improve. So that's in July. And then I really want to encourage every single person to be on Dr. A's call after this. They're going to be making some pretty significant announcements, and it's all for good. And I want you to know that I'm working with Dan Bell on what this is going to look like for our organization and next steps. So be on that call, because that's when the announcement is going to be around that. Convention. So I think they're down to about 300 spots or less for attending convention in person. And what they're recommending is that if somebody, you or somebody you know wants to attend, to go ahead and register and get on that wait list. Just had a coach on Saturday say, hey, I think I can come. So, is getting registered. So keep asking, or if you're on the fence, definitely encourage you to be there in person. The deadline is June 30th. So definitely want to do that. And then just a reminder that the fundamental skills training, the 4-week series, and we've been doing some review of that, and we'll do that again tonight, that the last one, session 4, is this Saturday, June 26th at 11. We do have a Google Doc link. If you just put in the search in Coaches Opt for Change, if you just put in the search fundamental skills, you'll come up with that post that will have the link. So if you've missed the recordings, or you want the handouts or the PowerPoints, any of that, they are all in there. So I think before we jump in, we're going to talk tonight, we're going to do some review of what was covered in Saturday's training, which was around providing quality client support. And we know that our clients are the heart of our business. They are why we do what we do. And when we provide good, consistent client support, we build trust, help them go further on their journeys. It helps them, it helps you. It's a win-win for everybody. But I really encourage you, before we go further into that, just kind of want to do a little heart check on where are you right now? Where are you with yourself, your energy, your business? So I have a couple of questions. Is just, how are you? And just something that you can just kind of write this down. And how are you doing navigating the shipping challenges and the product shortages? The struggle is real. It is there, but as anything always creates opportunity, but it's important for us to keep in check is, how is that affecting you? How's it affecting you in your conversations with frustrated clients? How's it affecting you with your desire to go out and share this program? Because it's important to be aware of where you're coming from with it. And then how's your energy around that? It is summertime. Maybe you've had some vacations. How's your energy? Because all of this will be reflected in your business, right? I would say, you always hear Dan Bell say 90 to 95% of our business is our mindset and our motivation. It is when those things get out of line that you'll start to see the bigger cycles in your business. Now, there will be, in our type of business, some ups and downs, but what we want to avoid is the radical swings if we can. So what I have learned from for myself, and it has been a game changer for me, and I'm going to encourage you to do the same, is I want you to think about getting maybe an index card, but write this down and work on it. I would suggest you work on it right after this call, after Dr. A's call, or later this evening. But write down, and you want to keep this visible, how has Optavia changed your life for the better? And you could even drop some things in the chat right now. Like, if you can think of some immediate health benefits, that you have more energy, you're sleeping better, less indigestion, your confidence is improved. All of those things, I encourage you to write them down. I would love just to blow up the chat with some of that stuff. How has Optavia helped change your life? The health benefits, and then also coaching. How has coaching changed your life? I recently went through a period where I was kind of down about things. I was kind of just down in general about things, was kind of losing my focus. And in a talk with my coach, we talked it through, and I was brought back to the realization that coaching has changed my life for the better in almost every way. It's had me look at things and had to grow and develop in ways I never would have expected, but my life is changing for the better. And we never want to lose sight of that, because what it's doing for you, there's somebody else out there that needs that. There's somebody else out there that needs what I see, these benefits coming out, so needs that. So another thing to be thinking of is, who in my world would thank me later for staying with them, for being with them, for supporting them well, for following up with them when they weren't ready? Who would thank me later? And another question would be, where would you be if your coach had not offered this to you? So let's start there. What has been happening is, on Saturdays, we've been doing the fundamental skills training. So if you've been with us for the past 2 weeks, we've talked about the fundamental skills of how to identify clients and candidates for our program. How do we approach them? How do we do a health assessment well? How do we launch them well? But tonight, I'm really excited. Melanie Hart is going to first kind of share her story and how Optavia has changed her life. And then she's going to share about what she learned and her takeaways from what it means to serve a client well through their journey. Thanks, Melanie.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you, Dee. It's really exciting for me to be able to share with my coach family on a topic that I'm always trying to improve upon, which is client support. We're all here because we have a coach or coaches who cared enough about us to share this program with us and to walk alongside us. I'm here because of my coach, Michelle Labby, and I make no bones about the fact that if it weren't for her sharing this program with me, I don't think I'd be here today. And as of today, literally, I am now officially down 80 pounds. It has not only been such a change for me physically, but also mentally. There's just no way that I can explain how this has changed my life other than I'm preaching to the choir here, I know that. But the best way that I can repay Michelle for all of the support and the kindness that she's given to me is to be the best coach that I can be for my clients. Because I want my clients to feel this way, whatever their goals might be. They're all valid. And so that's why I was so excited when the training on Saturday was about client support. And I love how Dee has kind of turned this into the heart of client support, because I know that everyone here on this call is here because you're a coach, because you have a heart for people. Whether you're helping 40 people, whether you're helping 4, or if you're like brand new and you might not even have any official clients yet, you have a heart to help them. And when Dee asked me to share about this, it was just confirmation for me, because I was so excited because I'm also learning in my own personal development journey how to connect better with people, how to validate people, how to bring value to their lives. And I thought that this training that Dawn Fisher did on Saturday, if you hadn't seen it, check out the link in that Google Doc later, which will take you to the recording. Whether you are brand new or whether you've been coaching for ages, I think that there's something that you can take away from this, because all of us, no matter how many clients we have, clients are our foundation. And like Dawn Fisher said, they're our lifeblood, which kind of goes into the whole heart thing, like the actual anatomy of the heart. Our clients are the blood that pumps through us. And one of the things that is so crucial to your coaching business is making it duplicatable. And by making it duplicatable, your clients see that it's easy and they see that you're having fun doing it. If you're not having fun, if you're stressed about how do I serve my clients best, kind of like what Dee was just talking about, that comes out in how we talk with them, how we share with them. And we want them to have just as much fun in their health journey and just as much fun saying yes and wanting to help others. Good client support, like Dawn talked about on Saturday, is about putting your client in the driver's seat, not us. We don't drive their car. We sit in the passenger seat, we have a map and we have a compass, but we ask them, where do you want to go on that map? And then you'll help them navigate to that. But they're the ones that are driving, not us. I think a lot of us, especially those of us who were at the Awaken retreat, learned about the difference between being a hero coach and not. When you're a hero, that means your client's the victim. Well, I want my client to drive their own car. I want them to take the wheel. And I realized that I'm still doing a lot of that for them. Like when they ask me to how many, how many healthy fats if I have this protein, or what's a condiment, or can you help me fix my order? I'm not helping them to learn how to drive their car. So one thing that you can do to help them put their foot on their gas pedal is to help remind them of their why. Reminding them of their why is what's going to help them have the most success in their journey. And if they don't remember what their why is, their foot's going to go on the brakes. They're going to start having doubts. So if you don't know what your client's why is, that's okay if you don't. But now, starting tonight, tomorrow, find out, what your client's whys are. Write them down, just like Dee asked us to write down all of our reasons why we're doing this. They have reasons too, and that's going to motivate them. Reminding them of that is an amazing tool in your customer support repertoire. Secondly, if your client support is feeling overwhelming, like I said earlier, it's going to stress out your clients too. If you're like me, I wanted to know all the things before I started coaching, even though like Michelle would look at me and go, "Oh, you little naive." Oh, my alarm is going off to remind me to eat my fueling. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, but I would.
Uh-oh, is she frozen for you guys as well? Yeah, I know they had storms coming through their area, so gonna hope that she will come back. And what we'll do is we'll scoot over. Michelle, are you there? Can you hop in and pipe in on your portion?
Yeah, absolutely, Dee.
Okay.
Hopefully it won't happen to me as well, because I only live 6 miles from her. So,
Oh gosh, yeah.
so
I think she just bounced out, so hopefully she'll come back
okay.
in.
Okay. Well, I'm just so honored to be able to talk to our coaching community and all my fellow coaches here. I feel really humbled, like, oh my gosh, the training on Saturday was amazing. It really was. It was like a fire hose. Being in front of a fire hose of really great information in terms of just reminders. Like, I've been on program, it's just been a little bit over a year. I've lost 75 pounds, and I became a coach. Yeah, 75. I became a coach 2 weeks into my journey. I can't thank Nanon enough for posting, because it was a direct answer to prayer, because I was absolutely desperate to find a way out from the physical situation I was in. I was in so much pain. I had just a myriad of health issues, like open heart surgery, and then a major car accident, and then just decreased mobility and lots of pain for many, many years. So I was kind of at my wit's end, honestly. So if she hadn't have posted when she did and been vulnerable with that, and then answered my inquiry, in a very timely manner, like, hey, let's get together, let's reconnect. Because we had been, friends 20 some odd years ago in New York. And, but we hadn't really kept in touch, life gets in the way. So if she hadn't have been willing to do that, I don't know where I would be today. I was really kind of on a precipice. And so her saying yes to the program and then being vulnerable enough and courageous enough to share it with me has totally and absolutely changed my life in so many ways. And it really brings me to tears a lot when I think about it. And that's what I love about our community, is that when we're courageous enough and loving enough to share it with somebody else, how it can totally and utterly change their life forever. And that ripple effect is real. I mean, I can only imagine what it's like from a coaching perspective, being when you're where you're at for as long as you've been a coach, and then to see how many lives have been transformed because you said yes, and I can't thank you enough, honestly. So it's huge, and it has absolutely changed my life. Not only the journey and my health and learning healthy habits and obviously getting my weight off, but learning how to coach other people, how to help them through this journey, how to love them and to love them well, and to put them above myself, and to meet their needs and not think about my own, right? And that's not something I'm great at. I'm very driven. And I come from a sales and marketing background for a good portion of my life. And so I'm very driven for results. Well, when I put the results first over the people, I'm an absolute train wreck of a person. I'm miserable, I'm grouchy, I'm looking at all the wrong things. My motivation goes out the window. I mean, and then, I start wanting to stress eat, it just has a spiraling effect because my heart's not in the right place to be able to coach well, to deal with myself well, and then to even offer the opportunity to other people. Who wants that? Who who wants like a train wreck to follow a train wreck? No, I don't think anybody does. So I really appreciated so much of what Terry was talking about on this training about how to, she was kind of in the nuts and bolts of how to do this well, how to identify, how to qualify, how to approach people, but the biggest thing is the heart behind it. And that's what Dave was really getting to. Dave was really talking about the motivation, are you driven, what's getting in your way, even fear versus faith, right? And that all has to do with our motivation, because if our motivation is in the right place, then fear kind of goes out the window, right? Because we're so focused on serving and helping others and meeting their needs that we can't really think about our own fears too much. And that's what I'm finding more and more. It's like when I'm really focused on how can I serve them well, what do they need, be it a client or be it a coach candidate, how can I serve them, and how can this opportunity serve them and meet their needs? What is it that they need? And keeping that in front of me instead of I need another client to get my rank. I need 2 more clients to get my rank. If I don't make my 6,000, I'm not going to get any company leads. If I don't get my 15,000, I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? Like, hoi, hoi, hoi. Not that those numbers aren't important, because they certainly are, but the heart behind it is more important than those numbers, because I find when I get my heart right, those numbers just come. The referrals just come, right? Because I'm serving my clients well. And, and that's what happens, So the biggest piece for me really, and I have so many notes here, like where to start, but the biggest part for me has been just the heart. Like I'm so grateful that you wrote that you talked to us about that before this call, Dee, because that is the piece that means the most to me right now. On top of my computer, I have 2 little bright strips of yellow paper, and on top of them it says, I love you. I love you. So when I am talking to people now, it forces me to remind myself to think that about the person that I'm talking to. I love you. I want to get to know you. I want to know you well. I want to know what makes you tick so that I can help you, so that I can give you the opportunity that's going to transform your life and your health, in your mind, your body, your finances. What is it for you? Well, how can I meet those needs? So, the scripting that he does, you can do all the scripts, guys, but if the heart's not behind the script, it's going to mean nothing. You're going to be spinning your wheels. You can say it and it's going to come across like you're a salesman. I don't care how fluid, if you know, or how your cadence is, you can have the best cadence in the world without the heart, and it's going to fall short, and you're not going to reach that person. They're going to intuitively know it. So it's getting our hearts right. I think that it's just so important. And one of the things also that Dave talked about that helped him was Dr. A's heart. When he talked about why he was doing it, it's like, man, we have a million doctors in the country, right? If we had a million coaches in the country, can you imagine how that's going to change medicine and people's health? I can just see Dr. A saying that, you know, and how that helped to change Dave Bush's perspective, because he was like goal oriented and trying to knock it out, but fear was getting in his way and all this stuff. So it was really powerful, just really powerful. So that's really, Dee, that's I think all I really wanted to share with everybody, because the material's there. If you haven't been on the calls, really make the effort to get there, or watch the recording and look at the materials, because it's been a really amazing training series. So thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. That's perfect. And really coming into this environment to kind of bring it to real life, right? Like, how does it apply to our team? What are our biggest takeaways? What did we maybe lose sight of? And I love I think was what you said, like, when our clients lose sight of their why, or maybe Melanie had said it, that's when things can go wrong, and let's get back and centered on it. But it applies to us as well, right? I think, like you said, anytime we get derailed and lose the real focus, everything is messed up. I'm just going to give a chance to see, did anybody see, did Melanie, are you back on, Melanie? I did not see her. Well, that's a bummer. Well done, Michelle. And if you'll put some chat in there, what your how good that was. I appreciate your time. We are heading in to the final stretch of the month, if you can believe it. After today, we've got, well, today I think there's 9 days left in the month, which means we have about 2/3 of the month, about a third of the month still to go. And I know some people had expressed to me some interest or some concern about clients, you know, bumping orders, or you know, getting frustrated, potentially canceling, and it will be part of it, but really encourage you to have conversations stay in touch with your clients, help them navigate it. It was funny, a client said to me today, she said, are we getting caught up or whatever? And then we figured out, because she had expedited her orders, that even no matter what the shipping thing is, as long as she orders every 28 days now, she'll be on track. So she was like, oh, I'm good. You know, so I think we're really over that initial hurdle. And I do know from information from the company that is improving, but don't let it slow you down. Because what I think about is that Michelle is out there that needed Nanan's post. Michelle, would you have waited 2 weeks for your program to? Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, there are people out there that need and have what we all have. So keep sharing from your heart, just knowing that, yes, things are a little more challenging right now, but we are still changing lives. Encourage you to be visible out there on social media. I talked to a coach today, and she was like, you know what? I realized I have not been showing up. And I think that was a great example with Melanie, when she said that, you know, that she, you know, or Michelle said that it was Nanan's post that got her attention. So if Nanan had not posted that day, she might have missed an opportunity with Michelle. So being visible out there, and again, approaching your social media from your heart as well. We're not throwing it out there, you know, hoping somebody jumps in, you know, not putting our heart into it. I saw somebody post, you can't fake genuine, and people want to know that we are genuine. Be consistent. I know that we have your schedules get busy. You might be on vacation. Vacations, travel, those are great opportunities to really model the flexibility of the life you have. But when you are a business owner, we still do have responsibilities, right? Like, we still are our own marketing department. We still are client support. And it can look a little different, but really staying in touch and keeping with it is important. It's very different when you have a job, right? And you can just completely shut down the week that you're gone, et cetera. But with us, continuing to navigate that, including the days before you leave and the days after, which can kind of be those pre and post recovery days. Do really encourage you, like Michelle said, she said, when your heart is in the right place, referrals will come, but don't be shy about asking for them. I had found even myself, I had really stopped talking to my clients about who's noticing, what to say, how to refer. And a few times I've been surprised when they're like, oh yeah, this guy at work was totally impressed. He's on program now. Oh, my bad, you know, because not on program with me, you know, so make sure you're telling and teaching them how to refer. Again, if your client doesn't become a coach, they are your marketing department. It can be a great referral partner for you. And that helps them as well. The more people they have around them that are doing program, the better. And then just staying consistent, like they were saying with your client support. And even when it's frustrating, even when it seems like nobody is answering, try different approaches, try voice text, try video text, try different things just to let your clients know that you are there for them. More than ever, they need to know that you are there for them. And I think that's it. It's 7:59. So let's go ahead and log out of here. And I really encourage you to go over and hop on Dr. A's call so you can see what's happening. And we'll see you again next week on this call, and of course during the week in our Facebook group. So thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Melanie. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.